Here are 3 sharp tricks for your next job interview you should definitely not ignore. Trick 1. Recognize requirements. The first important tip is to identify the requirements for the advertised position. This not only applies to the specific question situation, but also to the basic values and culture that a company represents. It is therefore particularly helpful to find out as precisely as possible what the perfect profile of an applicant for the respective position would look like. Because the fact of whether you are able to understand which criteria are required clearly determines the progress of the further application processes, as the occupational and organizational psychologist Professor Dr. Martin Kleinman and colleagues have shown in a study. For this, it is essential that you do your homework in preparation for the interview. For example, inform yourself thoroughly about your potential new employer and the job with the help of the job description, but also the company website, including the social media channels. The following questions will help you. According to its own statements, what does the company stand for? Why does it attach great importance to socially or economically? What beliefs does the company have? Are there initiatives it supports? What requirements must applicants meet for the respective position, skills, knowledge? Are there certain forms of behavior or soft skills that are particularly appreciated? The match of applicants with the culture and values of a company is also referred to as a cultural fit. Write down all the important facts. This way you don't forget anything important and you can work through and prepare all the points one after the other. Once you've done your research and have all the necessary insights you need, it's all about applying them properly. Trick 2. Find common ground. You now know what is important to the employer. In order to convince in the interview, the next step is obvious. To what extent do you meet the required criteria? It is important to find common ground that connects you to the company and the position you are applying for. It is best to think about which of the required skills you bring with you. Your goal here is to emphasize that you are a very good match for the company and the advertised position. A study from 2006 shows that HR managers attach particular importance to relevant skills, knowledge and competencies in applicants. It is important that you can support each of your statements with facts about your skills. For example, if leadership skills are required, you should be able to explain how you acquired them and what goals you were able to achieve with them. But be careful, you shouldn't invent anything in common. Because it may be that in this case you will even be selected by the company for a position. But if it later turns out that you don't have the necessary knowledge or beliefs, it harms both the company and yourself. That's why we advise you to be honest about your shortcomings or mistakes. But it is important to convey it correctly. We will show you how this works in Trick 3. In the job interview, small as well as larger faux pas happen quickly, and sometimes without you even realizing it. Trick 3. Arm yourself against uncertainties. It's perfectly normal to feel excited and uncertain at a job interview. However, so that you are more confident in the conversation and can convince yourself, it is helpful to talk about possible uncertainties in advance, for example with friends or family members. It is also always helpful to prepare yourself for unpleasant questions and to carry out a role play, for example with a good friend. You can practice for the real case, if the HR actually asks you unpleasant questions. The better you prepare for it, the more confident you will be in the interview itself. In addition, it is advisable not only to emphasize your own strengths, but also to make it clear that you know your own weaknesses, as a study from 2018 found out. Because that not only shows that you are aware of yourself, self-aware, but also appears honest and creates trust. It is particularly important, not only name your weaknesses, but also explain measures that you have taken to overcome them. You want more awesome content? Then leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.